Welcome, folks. I'm Jabby Kuwait, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
What's up?
So we're across the globe from each other, both on holiday. But we're going to try to record this show and watch it together. And so this will be an interesting experiment, to say the least. We are watching Wednesday, episode 1 from Netflix. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut-down version of our reaction because we can only show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us, no cuts, no interruptions, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabbyKuwait, or become a member of this YouTube channel so you can watch the whole thing with us, no cuts or interruptions, but you'll need your own Netflix subscription so you can open up the episode in an adjacent window to our reaction, and it'll be like you're watching it with two of your favorite pals from the internet. As you can see, our lighting situation is not what it's normally, is. What it normally is. It's not our standard, our usual. We're just trying our best to make do with what we are able to find in our environment. ACHARA's using house lamps. I'm using hotel lights, and that's why we look awesome. Okay, let's give this a go and see what happens. Before we roll, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Here we go.
I'm not sure whose twisted idea it was to put hundreds of adolescents in underfunded schools. Run by people whose dreams were crushed years ago.
Oh, God.
Oh, sad.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Pugsley.
I want names.
Don't know who they were.
Pull yourself together. Now.
Well, she figured it out quick.
She knows.
What are you gonna do?
What I do
No,
best.
it wasn't. Oh my god. She's perfectly got the, Wednesday mannerisms down pat.
Hey, freak. This is a close practice.
The only person who gets to torture my brother is me.
Ah. Oh, no. What is that? Is that piranha?
Piranhas?
Oh, my God.
No way! No! Oh no! That's like my worst nightmare! No! No! Oh my god! The butt! What did it get? Ah! No! But also, if he's a vampire, why is he out in the day? Woo!
School has a relationship with a therapist in Jericho. She can meet twice a week.
Did you hear that, my little storm cloud? You're in excellent hands.
We'll see if she survives the first session.
Luckily, we've special ordered you a uniform. Enid, please take Wednesday to the registrar's office to pick it up along with a copy of her schedule and give her a tour along the way.
It's so interesting how they frame her. Always just stuck in the middle.
There are many flavors of outcasts here.
Oh, my gosh.
And that girl, Bianca Barclay, is the closest thing Nevermore has to royalty.
Oh, cool.
She used to date a resident tortured artist, Xavier Thorpe, but they broke up at the beginning of the semester.
Enid, you're not gonna believe the dirt I heard about your new roommate. She eats human flesh. You better watch your back.
Quite the contrary.
Nice reveal.
I am not you, Mother. I will never fall in love or be a housewife or have a family.
I'm told girls your age say hurtful things.
I was gonna say, she's being a pretty awful teenager.
Yeah, we can't talk to you for the first week while you're settling in, so we'll call you next Sunday.
I always wanted a Harry Potter movie like this, of someone from Hufflepuff or Slytherin that was not the one, not the hero.
Oh.
Because there's fan fiction like that.
Our little scorpion won't be alone.
But it's darker,
Sure. Oh. Oh, nice.
Where's the rest of them?
Well,
Ugh.
Oh dear.
Whatever did this wasn't human. Look, I know these murders are connected to Nevermore. I just can't prove it yet. So until I can, goddamn fair.
They couldn't give that actress a hat, or at least allow her to put her hand like this.
I know. Felt bad for her.
Dividing our room equally. Looks like a rainbow vomited on your side. Silence would be appreciated. This is my writing time.
Your writing time?
I devote an hour a day to my novel. Perhaps if you did the same, your blog might be coherent. Diaries with better punctuation.
I write in my voice. It's my truth. It's what my followers love.
They respond to your stories with insipid little pictures.
You mean emojis? It's how people express their feelings. You know, I realize that's...
Oh, you must be the psychopath they let in.
And you must be the self-appointed queen bee. Interesting thing about bees. Pull out their stingers and they drop dead. Are we doing this or not?
Anger! I thought he said anger at first.
Oh.
En garde!
En garde!
Wednesday.
I wonder who his stunt double is.
The score is even.
For the final point, I would like to invoke a military challenge. No masks, no tips.
Oh.
Winner draws first blood.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, you lose.
Oh, no.
That'll humble you.
Your face finally got that splash of color it's so desperately needed.
Oh, shut up, bitch. Uh-oh. Murder!
I didn't want to be rescued.
So I should have just let that thing smash you to mush?
I would have rather saved myself.
If it makes you feel any better, let's just say I returned the favor.
Oh.
Oh.
They got history.
Yeah.
We were 10 and we were bored. Decided to play hide and seek. I had the inspired idea to hide in her casket. And I got stuck as it was headed to the crematorium.
I had heard muffled screams. I just figured your godmother had somehow cheated death and was trying to claw her way out.
Either way, you hit the big red stop button and saved me from being flame broiled, so now we're even.
She's got a lot going on in her eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just thinking that. Like, I really appreciate her acting in this because, you know, she's so stoic.
Yeah.
But you can see all the little subtleties there. She's really good.
Yeah. It's a difficult task to be like someone who's, on paper, pretty unlikable.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Hello, thing.
But she's got like these layers.
Did you really think my highly trained olfactory sense wouldn't pick up on the faint whiff of neroli and bergamot in your favorite hand lotion?
What? Oh no.
Surrender?
Cute.
The way I see it, you have two options. Option one, I lock you in here for the rest of the semester.
Ooh.
Option two, you pledge your undying loyalty to me. Our first order of business is to escape this teenage purgatory.
Thing's hand acting is really great, too.
Yeah.
Dr. Kimbert's office is on the second floor.
And you'll be waiting here until I'm done?
Perhaps afterwards we can visit the weather vane for hot chocolate.
Principal Weems, this feeble attempt at bonding is beneath you.
Do you see Miller and Goff there?
Your students around is clearly below your pay grade.
Oh yeah. What a.
They wrote the show.
Therapy is a valuable tool to help you understand yourself. It can also help you build a life that you want.
I know the life that I want.
Tell me about it. Do your plans involve becoming an author?
Why does she look so creepy?
I understand you've written 3 novels about a teen girl detective, Viper de la Muerte. Can you tell me about her?
Viper is smart, perceptive, chronically misunderstood.
Any luck getting your work published?
Editors are short-sighted, fear-based life forms. One once described my writing as gratuitously morbid and suggested I seek psychiatric help.
How did you take that?
I sent her a thank you.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
Would you mind if I use the powder room first?
Uh-oh. She's gonna try to escape.
Oh, wow. Oh, pay attention.
Who let you out? You goddamn weirdo.
Oh, she's not gonna tell him anything?
No, that's interesting though because she saw the future that time as opposed to the past.
Yeah.
Holy crap! The espresso machine's having a seizure, so all we have is drip.
But drip is for people who hate themselves and know their lives have no real purpose or meaning. Here's the deal. I'm going to fix your coffee machine. Then you're going to make my coffee and call me a taxi. You have a valve issue. I've seen it before.
Here, you have one of these monsters at home?
Steam-powered guillotine. I built it when I was 10.
I'm Tyler, by the way. I didn't catch your name, or is that on a need-to-know basis, too?
Wednesday.
I'll tell you what, Wednesday, to show my appreciation, how about I drive you to Burlington myself?
Perfect.
Oh.
What happened?
Check it out. Who's that?
I think costume for like
I don't know.
Thanksgiving or something. I mean, it is a harvest festival.
This is our booth.
Why are you three just like religious fanatics?
We're pilgrims.
Potato, potato.
We work at Pilgrim World.
Oh my god.
It takes a special kind of stupid to devote an entire theme park to zealots responsible for mass genocide.
My dad owns Pilgrim World. Who you calling stupid?
If the buckled shoe fits.
You ever been with an army?
I've never found one that could handle me.
Oh wow, okay. What?
Tyler, what the hell's going on here?
They were harassing a customer and...
This one slipped away from me. Come on, Miss Addams, time to go.
Wait a minute, hang on. You're an Addams?
Oh.
Tell me Gomez Addams is your father?
Oh no.
That man belongs behind bars for murder. Guessing the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Stop making enemies and start making a few friends. You're gonna need them.
Uh-oh.
It looks like an accident.
Oh, she saw
Oh. Yeah.
that in her vision.
Nope. Broke his neck.
How do you tell from this angle?
Ugh.
Ugh.
That's probably smart. Oh. I was like, well, they're not showing her actually playing it, right?
It's painted black, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
That's a fitting song.
Oh, Harry Potter.
You know, I didn't even think about Harry Potter, but like now that you said that.
I wonder if there's a connection between the victims.
How the hell did you get that oversized violin out the window?
I had an extra hand. How would you like your single room back? You just need to show me how to use your computer.
Oh. Oh, poor thing. Always misunderstood.
I'm taking orders from a hand. This isn't weird at all.
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, how's he gonna communicate?
I know. I thought I was
That
gonna like
sting.
type on the phone.
Is he like your pet?
Yeah.
There's
There's the Harvest Festival this weekend. Attendance is mandatory. I'm going to use it as a cover. If you are still willing to drive me to the train station, I can make it worth your while.
Consider it a freebie.
Why?
Because I wish I was going with you.
Talking to her, and I want you home by 12. 12:30.
Well,
What? How's that a negotiation? He said 1:30. Did he say 1:30 or 12:30?
I think he said 12:30.
Oh, I heard 1:30.
Before you leave, I wanted you to have this. It's your dad's police file from when he was at Nevermore. I think it's the reason my dad hates him.
Now my train leaves in an hour. We're burning moonlight.
Right.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Come on, Wednesday. We can lose him in the crowd.
I mean, she handled them just fine earlier. Why are they running? I have no reason to have any fear for her.
Plus, there's two of them now.
Oh, Harry.
Uh-oh. Oh, Harry Potter!
She better say something.
What?
She's not gonna say anything?
We need to go.
She's gonna stay. She's gonna stay because she wants to help him. She's not a bad person.
Rowan, wait!
What do you want? Why are you following me?
I don't have time to explain, but you're in danger.
I think you've got it backwards.
Oh.
You're the one who's in danger.
What are you doing?
Saving everyone from you. I have to kill you.
Why?
Girl in the picture. That's you.
You want to kill me because of some picture.
My mother drew that picture 25 years ago when she was a student at Nevermore. My mother said it was my destiny to stop this girl if she ever came to Nevermore because she will destroy the school and everyone in it.
What? What is that? Oh no! It's like a souped up golem.
I know. Well, that was obviously what was killing everybody.
But that's only half the page. You need to find the other half. Like, what's the full story?
As much as it pains me to admit, you were right, Mother. I think I'm going to love it here.
Oh, she smiled. All right, stop.
Why? I want to see.
No, I stopped it.
We're stopping?
Yeah, I stopped.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. You're so boring.
Ouch. I'm trying not to get anything.
I love watching.
I don't want the show to be ruined. I want to, they're doing that for people. Then that's not for me. I'm watching the show. So.
Okay, whatever.
That's for people who are iffy. I'm here. I'm committed.
I'm not iffy. I like it. I like to try. Because you know what they do? They try and misdirect you. And then
good.
You're like, oh no.
I'm good. I'm committed. It's fine. I like this episode. It does give me Umbrella Academy vibes. And unlike everybody else who's watched Umbrella Academy, I don't love Umbrella Academy, but I am more into this. Because it's giving me what I would have liked to have seen as a response to Harry Potter. Like I said in the middle of the show, like ever since I heard about that fan fiction of, what would it be like to be a character who is not like, when Harry Potter enters Hogwarts, he's just so fascinated with everything, as we would be, right? And so we're vicariously kind of living through his experiences. But I did wonder about like a character who didn't have that. Going into it, like, didn't really appreciate it. That's who Wednesday is, She's very dark, and there's a lot of people today, a lot of young people today that she kind of represents in a way, like this sort of rebelliousness against the trend, like the way she talks about Instagram and social media and all that stuff, and just anything modern day, like it's just. It's fun. I feel like there's a lot of us older folk who also sort of relate to her in terms of her, not in terms of her demeanor, but in terms of her opinion of things.
Yeah, I mean, I think she is very much the quintessential angsty teenager. Plus, she kind of represents a little bit of the curmudgeon that exists in all of us. Sometimes you do have that feeling. Sometimes you're all like, I'm only happy when it rains. And I like all these dark things, and I'm just very deadpan or whatever. Or if she doesn't directly represent us, she's also really cool in her own way. And in some regards, I'm like, I wish I could kind of be like her. Like, I always liked Wednesday Addams. She was like my favorite character in the Addams family, just because I thought that she was so cool. I really like her dry sense of humor and how she's just super deadpan about everything. But at the core of it, she is someone who, you know, she has a heart. And I think that they're doing a really good job of showing us that in this first episode already. Like, we can see that even though she's someone who kind of is separate from other people, from her peers, maybe she wants to be separated from the world. Like, I noticed a lot in the framing of the show, like they'd always kind of have her to one side or the other, you know, like how she made her room like the black and white corner, and then her roommate Enid had like the really colorful corner, right? And then they did it in such a way where she's always like on her own side, or she feels kind of set apart from everyone else. And I wonder if, as we go along through the show, if there's going to be a visual representation of her kind of becoming integrated, or if she is always going to be a bit of an outsider.
I'm checking the thing just to see what he used to look like in the old Addams family. He didn't have any stitching in the old Addams. I was just like, did I remember it wrong? Did I speak out of my ass? So yeah, in the old Addams family, thing was just a hand. He didn't have like stitching and stuff like that. That's a nice touch that they added. That it gives him more character. I think that was a really, really cool creative choice.
That was a great idea.
I agree with you about Catherine Zeta-Jones playing Morticia Addams. I'm not as big a fan of Luis Guzman playing Gomez. It's just because of legacy. You know, like Raul Julia, to me, it's been a minute since I've compared, okay? But this is, as a kid, Raul Julia to me looks so much like the original actor who played Gomez Addams, the father character from the Addams family. Like Raul Julia is the one from the movies. He looked just like him, as I recall as a kid, whereas Luis Guzman looks completely different, which is a respectable choice and direction. I'm just saying, for me personally, it sticks out to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling that. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's definitely got a different vibe.
Yeah, and he also doesn't have for me, he doesn't have that Addams family magical quality to him. He just feels like Luis Guzman, like I've seen him in everything else I've seen him in. Just less loud, if that makes any sense. Like, normally I see him as this more kind of bombastic character. He's just less of that guy. That's it. It's just toned down. And so, like Catherine Zeta-Jones is bringing his sort of ethereal quality. Like, they all have a quality about them, most especially Wednesday, and I'm just not getting that from Luis Guzman. That's why I disagreed with you there. But yeah, the overall like vibe of this, I'm like, this is actually a brilliant idea. I was kind of getting irritated with Netflix because they keep doing this, like these Academy, you know, Hogwarts type shows for either teenagers or grown-ups. And I'm just like, all right, you know, you keep doing that. But this one really works for me. This is the first instance of it where I'm watching it from Netflix going, oh, okay, yeah, like I'm finally feeling on board with something that is of this nature from Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I'm finding it really, really delightful because I really enjoyed the Addams Family movies as a kid growing up, and like, it was always really special to me. So getting to watch this and seeing how they're interpreting the characters for modern day is something that I really appreciate. And I do kind of agree with you about Luis Guzman as
Gomez.
As Gomez, because like I enjoyed the relationship that Morticia and Gomez have. Like I always have. It's kind of like sickening how much they are in love. And I think that they got that down really well. Yeah. But, you know, I do agree with you in the sense that to me, Gomez is someone who is, you know, he's really suave. There's something about him that's just like kind of, you know, very charismatic and cool. And yeah, I didn't really get as much of that here, but, you know, I'm open to seeing more and having him change my mind.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
They're doing a lot of setups. So they mentioned that she's only cried the one time and she vowed never to cry again. I'm sure that, I mean, I would imagine that could come back. That feels like kind of a Chekhov's gun in a way, even though it's not a weapon. It feels like a setup that like you need to pay that off at some point. They killed off one of the 3 potential love interests which was the Harry Potter looking guy. I thought he was going to play a much bigger role in the show. That was a good plot twist, or a good surprise for me that they killed him off so early, because I was confident that he was going to be there throughout the show. That was good writing. So we still have 2 guys left. Like, it was very plain as day around the panda bears. Clearly, they're both interested in her, you know? Which is, which is what you need for, a tween drama or whatever.
A teen drama. No, for sure. I mean, I knew that he was going to be a love interest as soon as her roommate was like, oh, and this guy, he's, really popular. He's the tortured artist or whatever. I was like, that's the love interest.
This fits into YA, right? Young adult?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Which is one of my favorite genres.
Yeah.
I really like it.
As far as it goes with the action, because they've established that she's a martial artist. So the fight with the fencing, my one critique there would have been that when they had the masks, like, obviously that's an opportunity to allow the stunt people to really flex so that you don't have to stress about like the actors' faces and whatever. You can use doubles. The one thing I would have corrected there for me is show some close-ups of them in their masks. They didn't have any close-ups at all, like none. At least for someone like myself, it helps me to continue to buy, even though I know it's stunt people, it helps me to continue to buy that I'm watching the actors and not doubles. Then they took the risky move of removing the masks, and they had a whole fight scene with them just like exposed and more vulnerable, and I really appreciated that move. It elevated the fight. And then they had her get cut, which I thought was cool because I wasn't expecting that. We needed to see her humbled because otherwise she's kind of a Mary Sue because she took out the 3 dudes like nobody's business. So knowing that girl cut her, I'm like, okay, good, because I needed that. I needed to see that she wasn't perfect.
And then you also know what her adversary, like her skill level, and what she's up against.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think they screwed up a little bit with the her beating up the 3 guys in the shop, because when they showed up at the theme park, at the carnival, I was like, I don't know why I'm concerned. I'm not concerned. I have no anxiety,
Well, they came back with bats, right? So maybe the idea is that, she did fine when they didn't have weapons, but they have weapons now, so.
Yeah, but even though they're 2 separate characters, we watched Thing stop, that dude with the bat. So I'm like, okay.
No, I was kind of thinking that. I'm like, if they had Thing there, they basically got like near 2.5 people.
Yeah, like, well, my
2 people and a hand.
My point is that even though they're 2 separate characters, it's like it's an extension of the same family. And so if Thing is able to stop a young man in his prime with a bat, I'm like, I have no fear at all with Wednesday taking on these 3 guys, even though they have weapons. Thing is just a hand.
Yeah.
She's a fully abled person, and it has been established she's a martial artist and very capable. I'm not afraid. Somehow she should have gotten hurt in the shop or something like that in order for me to feel some kind of, concern for her well-being. But I was expecting, even in the scene with the Harry Potter lookalike, I was expecting that to go differently. They really surprised me with that. I want to just compliment that again, because when she was up against the tree, I was convinced he was going to have a moment of, oh, I can't do this. And then somehow they become friends. Like, I legit...
You were still holding out for that friendship.
Yeah, or love interest or something. Like, I legit thought that was going somewhere. But then they just killed him. I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe he'll come back. We don't know. Like, you never know. It could be that he's not dead. But, I was just very appreciative of how they surprised me with that.
I just wonder, because at this point, with all the visions that she's had, so with Pugsley, it was different because, like you said, it was her kind of seeing what happened to him in the past. But with the other 2, it was a premonition of the future. But so far, we haven't seen her be able to affect the future. So I wonder if at some point she's going to become more active. Oh no, I have to stop this because I have this great power of being able to see the future. And I wonder if she will be able to stop it, or if the thing is that, the tragedy is that she's only able to see it, but she can't do anything about it,
That was an interesting thing, because it was almost like her taking action is what fulfilled the prophecy.
It's like, oh no, what do you do? Is there any way you can stop it?
Right.
I think that'll be a really interesting thing to explore.
Is there a word for that in lore, in mythological lore? Like, I remember, you have to understand, like, for me, audience, I'm not as versed in all the mythological stuff as ACHARA is. I grew up Catholic, that's it. I didn't really pay attention to like the Greek mythology or whatever. But I know in the Disney version of Hercules, Hades was given a vision of what would be his opposition, what would impede his ability to control, Zeus and the heavens and all that. And so he tried to exact a plan to stop things from happening, but it only fulfilled the plan that was told to him by the fates.
I think you're looking for self-fulfilling prophecy.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just seems like whenever these things are talked about in mythology, some kind of information where it's supposed to help you avoid this problem, it only fulfills it. Even like, I think it was Oedipus Rex, right? Same thing.
Yeah. Another example. Yeah.
So like, I don't know what that phrase is, but I am like feeling what you're feeling, which is like, oh shit, like, is there even is it just like, there's gotta be a point to her having visions.
Yeah, there has to be. Yeah, and I think it's going to be connected. I think there's a connection between her family for sure. Like you said, they planted a lot of seeds in this first episode.
Yeah.
And now we just have to wait and see for them to bloom, like one of Christina Ricci's beautiful flowers or Venus flytrap.
Normally, I'm not superbly like happy about modern applications being, mixed with magic and mythology. Like when I watched the Will Smith movie, I think there was mentions of Shrek and other movies and IP. I'm like, why would that continue to exist in this world where things are fundamentally different? There's a butterfly effect that's not being addressed here, where everything would be radically different if you introduce magic 100 years ago. You know what I mean? This is an instance where I don't give a shit. Like them talking about Instagram, TikTok, and social media and all that stuff. I think it's actually because it's young adult. I think that's why I'm okay with it, where they're like, you have this fusion of everything that we know about with this dark version of Hogwarts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it speaks to something within me that, like, when I was a kid, I always used to imagine, what would it be like if there was a school, but it was like a school for witches, or, I mean, obviously we got Harry Potter, but yeah, there's something about it where I guess you can kind of suspend your disbelief and imagine that parallel to our world where we're just a bunch of normies.
Right.
There's this school that is full of really interesting and quirky and cool, potentially dangerous children who are, getting their own education and living their life out. And there's this whole other society full of people that are like really different than us. And I love just kind of imagining that maybe that's real.
Yeah. Gwendoline Christie also is doing a great job. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Let us know your feelings in the comments below. I'm Jabby Kuwait. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.